Hey, what is up guys? Guitar here, welcome back to another Blue Archive video. Let's talk a little bit more about the current situation because we are going to have a little bit of a speed up in terms of the global banner. And today's patch notes pretty much confirms this. I talked about it on my stream a couple of days ago. Alright, so if you guys don't watch my stream, that's fine. But as you can see right here, Kisaki banner will be brought over by 1 week. Now what does that mean, right? That means that she is going to come slightly earlier for us. Now for some of you guys free-to-play players, that can be a pretty deterring factor between you getting a character to spark or not. Because if you guys are aware with Blue Archive, generally the rates are very low. You ideally want to be able to spark the character, right? To be able to reach the PT of 200. Now 7 days or 1 week, that's going to be a lot of dailies. That's going to give you like all of those things, you know, to be able to do stuff and get more pyroxenes from the events and things, right? So that means that globals shortening is going to, you know, sort of speed out the process. So somebody in chat said this, right? Kisaki is set to release on 25th of March. That's the original intention. That's the original date. However, that might not be the case anymore, right? Because the swimsuit event got shortened by a week. If the bunny event is 1 week as expected, Kisaki should arrive on 18th. So that means Kisaki is going to come 1 week early. 18th of March is when the bunnies were supposed to rerun. Now it seems like that we will have Kisaki. Okay, so apparently in JP, the rerun for this particular one is supposed to have 2 weeks. But now they reduced this to 1 week. I did some digging and found out you're shortening the Swimsuit Ui and Swimsuit Hinata banner by 1 week. JP server lasted 2 weeks, but I guess in order to play catch up on the rerun, banners are shortened by a week. Does this mean the event is also shortened by 1 week, or is it still 2? That's the interesting thing, right? Let me just double check, right? Because I have a feeling maybe did he check the wrong one? So right now you can see in JP the rerun for Swimsuit Ui and Swimsuit Hinata happens from 4th of September to 18th of September. Yeah, this one is 2 weeks. Yeah, this one is 2 weeks, correct? So they are shortening it by 1 week. So that means after this, now it is combined, right? Also, we are going to get the Iroha banner as well. So these 4 banners are happening at once, right? As you can see, this may or may not change some of your guys' perspective of those of you who are trying to pull for Swimsuit Ui. Because I know some people are like, they're trying to get Swimsuit Ui and also trying to get Kisaki at the same time. But if you have to pick one, I would lean towards Kisaki, obviously, right? So yeah, pretty much the patch notes confirms it. You can see the banner dates for Swimsuit Ui right here is going to last for 1 week from the 4th of March to 11th of March. Same goes for Swimsuit Hinata, same goes for Iroha, same goes for Miyu right here. And then 1 week later, at 11th of March to 18th of March, we will be getting these particular Bunny students, which is Bunny Neru, Bunny Karin. Both are limited, whereas Bunny Asuna and Bunny Akane are not. Now keep in mind, how does this affect the event? Now the event is going to be the important one. So this event, Trinity Extracurriculars in Search of Hidden Ruins, is going to rerun. It is going to give you quite a lot of things, right? You are able to obtain stuff from the event. Fortunately, the event is not shortened. It's only going to be the banner period. The event still lasts for, as you can see right here, 2 weeks. Alright, so we are still going to have 2 weeks of event. Now this event, I've done a guide on it before called the Blue Archive Hidden Ruins. I've made this guide last year. It is going to be a pretty different one. You basically play through this sort of chest on the map and then you pick the path of how you want to move, right? In those particular stuff, in like a tabletop kind of style. Very, very interesting, very, very different. You are able to farm Swimsuit Koharu shards from this particular event. Alright, so Swimsuit Koharu is going to be the highlight of this event. You're going to be able to garner more of her shards or more of her elefs or whatever if you're trying to max her out. Now if you guys want the guide, I'll link this particular video that I did last year in the description below so you guys can refer it when the event comes out, right? To have a better idea. I believe there are some secrets as well, right? Now let's talk a little bit about Swimsuit Koharu then. Koharu is the welfare student. She's exclusive to this event. You can sort of farm her shards, right? And previously, if you did obtain her up to 4-star or 5-star, now you can have a chance to maybe UE 40 or UE 50 her, right? She's a very interesting character. She has pretty massive range, a very big AoE circular area, and can do pretty high multiplier as well, 834%. She's a mystic type, 3 cost, right? And she's a pretty good DPS character actually. If you need like any AoE character to carry you in the story, I would say she's pretty decent. She has increased critical rate right here. Can also increase critical rate right here. And if you attack medium-sized enemies, deals 19% or 20% additional damage as attack. So very, very good in that sense. She can also be useful in PvP somewhat, right? If you don't have any other characters. Okay, so now let's focus on Kisaki. Since Kisaki is literally coming right after everyone else, my suggestion is to definitely pull for Kisaki. She should be a priority regardless. Again, just a recap, if you guys forget what she does, she is going to be an equivalent of Himari in a way, alright? But she gives something different, alright? Instead of attack percent boost, she gives EX skill damage increase, alright, by 80%. So that is just an incredible boost. You are going to get like a lot of damage, alright? So overall, with Kisaki, this is going to be the boost that you're looking forward to. So you can see EX skill cost of 3, alright? And she also provides the cost recovery right here of 20.2%, alright, for sub skill. So again, this is all going to be what you're looking for, ideally in a special slot. Once you obtain her, I'm pretty sure Kisaki is going to be almost permanent in all of your special slot students, in most Total Assault or Grand Assault, alright? I don't think you're going to not use her. Now, there are going to be some exceptions. For example, like if the boss needs special students as attackers, like some boss have like that mechanic like Gregorius and stuff. But in most situations, if you can use Kisaki and you can rely on a striker student to do damage for you, she's going to shine, alright? So she is going to be the staple for a lot of players. I highly recommend you guys to build her, pull for her, of course. Building her is going to be the part that you can worry about later, right? For now, you need to pull for her. It's going to be very, very important, very crucial. Now, what happens if you miss out on Kisaki? What's going to happen to your account? Is your account going to be fully bricked? There's a chance that it might be, right? Because if you guys are not aware yet, the rankings of this game is going to rely on raids, alright? Total Assault, you're pretty much getting less rewards. Now this particular thing right here, alright, Total Assault, for example, right now we have Shirokuro, this is going away tomorrow. So you want to place in the highest rank if possible, alright? This is going to be the thing to consider, right? In the highest rank, it's going to give you 1200. Within this range, this is for Asia server, right? But if you move down a little bit to this range, you are going to get a little bit less. That 200 pyroxenes is going to be a bit less. And then if you go to silver tier or bronze tier, you're going to get way less. Ideally, Kisaki is going to ensure that every single raid, you're going to get more and more rewards. So she's going to be like a good investment in your account. Alright, if you think of it long term, I don't see how this is a bad choice for you to invest in her, right? Whether you like her design or not, that's going to be a different story. But for now, we're talking about in terms of meta. Now, what about Swimsuit Ui? Okay, so now Kisaki is brought a little bit early. So what about the value of Swimsuit Ui in the game, right? Now, I think Swimsuit Ui is still a very prominent place, right? But in terms of meta, she only helps you in raids or Total Assault that is a piercing boss. So basically that's where you are able to make her shine. So she gives you buff in terms of increasing piercing effectiveness or the yellow bosses, right? If you guys are not aware, that's where Mika shines. Now, Kisaki is going to shine regardless of the boss, alright? It doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be piercing, right? If it's explosive, if it's mystic, if it's sonic type, Kisaki is gonna be strong right there, alright? She can boost Swimsuit Hanako, she can boost Mika, she can help Dress Hina, she can help Wakamo as well. So Kisaki is still way more flexible than Swimsuit Ui. Alright, if you have to pick one, obviously I will go with Kisaki. And you can probably, there's a lot of ways to substitute her with someone else, like there's much more easier once Seiya comes. Seiya doesn't completely replace Swimsuit Ui, but she also gives a little bit of those as well, right? As you can see on Seiya's skill right here, you get a little bit of piercing efficiency for 50% right here, right? It doesn't like invalidate Swimsuit Ui, but it sort of makes it so that you don't need her as much, right? Both Ui and Swimsuit Ui. So keep that in mind. This is still going to be something that you might be able to benefit from. It might be troublesome because this might be random, right? So you can't control who Seiya is going to buff unless you're willing to restart multiple times, right? But that's something to consider. Now, what about Swimsuit Hinata? I mean, we focused too much on Swimsuit Ui, but let's talk a little bit about her, right? Because I didn't really talk about her in my previous video as well. She is going to be a much more niche student. As far as I know, not super meta. She's alright, right? You can use explosive for a light. She's a special type AoE, so she competes with like Hibiki, Nagisa, those kind of students, right? She stays at the back. You can see she's 6 cost, a little bit expensive right there. She's gonna deal 911% damage to enemies within the circular area and ignores a little bit of defense. Now that can be good, can be used here and there, but later on we will have Satsuki, and that's going to be the much more important one, right? If you care about getting like a special student that shines at the back, this one is going to be the meta, right? As far as I know, Swimsuit Hinata is not really meta. She's not being used much. She's alright. She can increase attack here, can increase attack, and can also do a little bit of normal skill damage here and there that ignores defense. But other than that, like, I personally wouldn't go in for her. So if you cannot afford to get both Swimsuit Ui and Kisaki, my advice is just to wait for Kisaki and skip for this banner. Alright, that's just going to be the thing that makes the most sense, right? Alongside with that, we're also going to have, as you can see, all of these mini games are very cool. This is going to give you a lot of pyroxenes right there, insane, right? So make sure you guys are grinding it out. Again, I'll leave this particular video, the link, and of course we're going to have the shooting drill, right? Alongside with next raid. They have already posted this, so make sure you guys are prepared in advance. Alright, we got Grand Assault in the mid-March, and then we're gonna have Kaiten. I'm not sure if Kisaki is gonna come out by then, because we have 1 week, 2 weeks. I think Kisaki won't be appearing here yet, so we have to wait for Kaiten, for Kisaki to be there, for us to be able to use her. Alright, so that is pretty much it, alongside with the double drops. Make sure you guys are preparing on that. Okay, we're gonna have double drops tomorrow for the normal and for the lessons. So take advantage of that so that you can farm. Of course, it's going to happen at the same time of the event. It's a little bit weird, but yeah, depends on which one you're going to prioritize on. If you want gears, you'll have to farm in the double drop for the normal. So that's going to give you a little bit more gears, power up your characters, your students, etc. So yeah, with that being said, that's gonna be it for this particular video. Stay tuned, I'll have more stuff to talk about Blue Archive. Subscribe, give this video a like if you guys enjoy it. I'll see you guys soon. Take care, have a nice day. Goodbye.